We don't deserve LeBron James. He is, at the bare minimum, the second greatest basketball player of all time, a fact his haters will reject out of hand, and there are many. The king's crown is immaculate. There are no gambling skeletons in his closet. No extramarital forays, no scandals whatsoever, unless you were up in arms about LeBron driving a Hummer in high school. Indeed, LeBron's gravest failing, the decision, raised more than $3 million for charity, for the children, where others eschew the idea of being a role model. LeBron embraces his status as hero to millions. In short, he is the most impressive professional athlete of my lifetime. For 14 years, he has captivated our attention with his every breath. And in 2017, he's playing perhaps the best basketball of his career. Actually, strike that, after another ludicrous performance with 35 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists and a steal in Cleveland's 115-94 Game 3 win over the Toronto Raptors on Friday. LeBron is playing arguably the best basketball in modern NBA history. He's now averaging 34.3 points, 9.0 rebounds and 7.3 assists through 7 games this postseason. One of only 6 players in the modern era to tally at least 30 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists in 6 or more playoff games. He surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for second on the all-time playoff scoring list, with Michael Jordan in his sights next. Oh, and he's drilled nearly 50% of his three-pointers while chucking 5 attempts from deep per game, which stretches the floor in ways that are basically unfair when LeBron does it. Those numbers don't include LeBron's impact on defense, where he's deploying his teammates like a general outmaneuvering his counterpart on every front. He can put your best ball handler in a straitjacket on one possession, then play a one-man zone against 3 shooters on the next. It's just another day at the office for LeBron. The most complete player the NBA is at the height of his powers, dominating every aspect of the game. No one has played the game at a higher level than LeBron, although some have matched his supremacy. And even if LeBron isn't playing the absolute best basketball ever, a supposition that would be almost impossible to prove, given the sheer volume of games in the NBA's annals, it's hard to argue he's having anything shy of the greatest postseason we've seen. On that front, the King only has 3 competitors: himself, a contemporary, and his heiress. In 2009, James set the modern record for per in a postseason at 37.4. Currently, he's right around 31.0. scoring 35.3 points on 51.0% shooting from the floor, ripping down 9.1 rebounds and dishing 7.3 assists in 41.4 minutes per game. LeBron turned the ball over just 2.7 times per game during that playoff run. He's at 4.1 per game in 2017, and got to the line a ridiculous 14.2 free throw attempts per game, back when he could hit 74.9% of his freebies. Finally, his 61.8 true shooting percentage would be the most efficient scoring approach on this list were it not for his current blistering 64.0% pace, and the existence of Kawhi Leonard. The San Antonio Spurs superstar entered Friday night's game against the Houston Rockets, shooting 56.0% from the field and 97.3% on 9.3 free throw attempts per game, for a 72.6% true shooting percentage, easily the highest in NBA playoff history for a primary offensive player. Leonard is also one of the few players in the NBA who can outwork LeBron as a perimeter defender, as we saw in Game 3 when Leonard locked down James Harden while carrying the Spurs on offense. There's little wonder why Greg Popovich considers the former Finals MVP the best two-way player in the association. Still, Leonard's not nearly as valuable or as productive as LeBron. Despite his higher per 37.1 and lockdown defense. When you're in this stratosphere, every incremental bit of additional production is extraordinarily valuable. The gap between Coffey's 30.3 points, 6.8 rebounds and 4.6 assists and LeBron's 34.3, 9.0, 7.3 averages might not seem like much at first glance, but it's the difference between title contention and a conference finals ceiling. And of course, there's Michael Jordan. His airness averaged 36.7 points, 7.2 rebounds and 6.8 assists in the 1990 playoffs. But the Bulls came up short on their first championship. So in 1991, Jordan did a little less scoring and a little more assisting, going for 31.1 points, 6.4 rebounds and 8.4 assists. As a result, the Bulls lost just twice all postseason long, once in the second round, and once in the finals. Therein lies Jordan's biggest advantage over LeBron in this discussion. The Bulls faced stiff competition that year, rolling through the Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Mark Jackson Knicks in the first round, Charles Barkley's Sixers in the conference semifinals, the Bad Boy Pistons and finally Magic Johnson's Lakers to claim that long-awaited ring. Jordan crushed each and every one of them with complete and utter ruthless aggression. Because he's the GOAT. LeBron, on the other hand, is making hay against the Indiana Pacers and the Toronto Raptors. And he has a long way to go. Game 3 was a nice step in the right direction, though. When we saw LeBron step on Toronto's throat, putting the Raptors out of their misery late, it was downright Jordan-esque, as LeBron so often is these days.